Hey, everybody, welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show Series. How's everybody doing today? We hope you guys are doing well. Coming at you live on a Saturday afternoon. Yes, we're here in the United States of America. That's where we do this show from, live, just about 7 days a week. I think if you figure today we have two shows. We have this show live right now at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. 8 p.m. in the UK, noon for those watching on the West Coast of the United States and Canada. That is noon Pacific. And so we're doing two shows today, and that would cover, I guess, the whole weekend, right? Yeah, absolutely. How's everybody doing? We've been really, really busy today, actually working on the production for all these upcoming episodes of our lifestyle entertainment talk show variety series, as we call it. A little bit of entertainment, lifestyle, variety, and lots of talk, conversations, chatting, our famous JMS Lovity, and all kinds of cool things. Today, our guest here live on the show, coming to us from Europe. We will tell you where. He's an Irish musician, and I'm sure you are thinking that Joby Fox, the wonderful singer, songwriter, musician, and founder of this really cool charitable group, Refugee Rescue, which we're going to talk about as well. He's a great humanitarian. I imagine you're guessing he's coming to us from Ireland, right? Kind of. His roots are coming to you from Ireland, but he's somewhere else, and we're going to reveal that here on the show. It's kind of cool. So Joby's with us again. He's a brilliant singer-songwriter, hails originally from the Belfast area in Ireland, Northern Ireland, and he is joining us in just a second live here on the show, and we can't wait to have him here. And how's everybody doing today? How are you guys doing? Hope everybody is doing well. Let's check in with some of our lovelies in just a second. First, we say welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show Series. If this is your first time, we welcome you to the show. It's cool to have you here. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Jim Masters TV. That's the channel you're watching right now. This channel there, Jim Masters TV. Dedicated to entertaining, informing, educating, inspiring, and we always have a good time here on our show. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would love that. That really, really helps us big time. And make sure you click that notification bell so that way there you never miss any of our episodes, because we do them, all different times. We generally do them 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, but sometimes we do bonus shows and so much more. So subscribe to Jim Masters TV, like the episodes as well. We would love that. And just have a good time with us. Click the notification bell so you never miss anything. And also give this episode a like and drop a comment for us on our actual YouTube channel. We would absolutely love that. And we thank you very much for doing that. Hey, how's everybody doing today? This is an entertainment lifestyle talk show series. So we do like to greet some of our viewers who are called the JMS Lovities. That's right, part of our Lovity squad. Alessandra is here. Hi there, Jim and Lovities. She is reporting live from North Carolina, USA. Sherry Larson is here. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all having a fantastic Saturday. Now, for those of you who are watching live, it is Saturday. Those of you who are watching this 5 months from now or 2 weeks from now, it might not be Saturday when you're watching it, but it is while we're here live. Sherry's watching in Kansas, USA. We always have a good time on our show, and we welcome you if this is your first time joining us. We have a lot of fun. Every show is something different guests, different topics, and so much more. That's where the variety comes in to the Jim Masters Show Live. Mary Bishop's in Florida. Hello, Jim and Lovity friends. Juanita is here. Hello, Jim and Lovity squad. Those of you watching as well, we also have something called Super Chat, Super Emojis, Super Stickers, Super Thanks that you can do in chat. Many of you have done that, and that really, really is wonderful. Helps support our series and all the work and time and effort and everything that goes into it. And you can do that during live chat as well. And Juanita is here. We welcome her. And everybody is doing well. She says, Sherry Larson, doing great other than the cold. I don't like the winter. Yeah, you guys in the Midwestern United States are already getting hit with the rough weather. So she also says 21 inches of snow already. Keep it in the Midwest. We are here on the East Coast in the Northeast. We don't want it crossing over that Mississippi River. We don't want it coming to us. Just keep it there. We're not ready. We've got a lot of ski areas here in the Northeast, but we're not ready for that weather at all. So we're not looking forward to that. Hey, gang, good to see everybody here. Everybody's chatting with each other. I see all that as well. Our lovelies like to do that. They're talking temperature, food, kids, pets, life. Um, road rage, whatever they're talking about. Hi, Jim. It's Lovely Friends. Hi, Lovely Friends. Still smiling from yesterday's show. Yesterday, yes, Kathleen Walker, our viewer, was a guest on our show as well because she had a reading done live from our very special guest, world-renowned astrologer and psychic Peter Marks was a guest last night. If you didn't see that episode, make sure you check that out. Good to see you, Kathleen. And Sherry Larson says, hi, Jim. Good to see you as well, Sherry. Kathleen's in New York City. And again, Sherry is located in Kansas. Jen Barry is watching from Allentown, Pennsylvania. These are our faithful live lovely viewers. If you're not watching this live later on, definitely leave a comment for us on our YouTube channel. We'd love to hear from you, and we're very responsive too. So we would love to hear from those watching our show live or later on. That really helps us. You know, when you leave a comment and you click like on the episodes, YouTube takes the episode and they blast it out to even more people. So it really does help us when you leave a comment for us on the channel itself, Jim Masters TV. Hi, Jim and guest and lovelies. I was on my mountains today. She's in Allentown, Pennsylvania, Jen Barry, and I just got back to the house in Allentown just in time for Jim's show. Ready for our Irish crack. Me Jameson Irish whiskey, Sláinte. You're all set early in the day. It's not even 5 o'clock and you already got it, but it is the weekend. It is the weekend. Just a quick programming note. As I mentioned, Joby is with us tonight, and we're very excited. This afternoon, I should say. It is tonight for him because it's a little bit later. So he's joining us right now. And then join us again tonight here on the Jim Masters Show live, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Renowned Greek guitarist and PBS star and great friend Pavlo is going to be with us. He's going to play live. He's got a new PBS special that was filmed in Santorini, Greece. He's joining us tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific live. And that's going to be amazing. So Joby is here. Let me tell you a little bit about Joby Fox. Again, he created this incredible search and rescue volunteer organization, charitable organization, saving the lives of immigrants. It's called Refugee Rescue. In addition to him being a prolific singer, songwriter, and musician out of originally Ireland, he and lots of caring folk founded Refugee Rescue in late 2015, founded by ordinary Irish citizens in response to the refugee crisis unfolding on the borders of Europe. They've gained an international reputation for working tirelessly saving the lives of up to 15,000 people off the Greek island of Lesbos. And the group's volunteers strongly believe that their own legacy of forced migration by sea throughout the Irish struggles of famine and violence puts them in a unique position to offer not only deep empathy, but also solidarity to those who must do the same as they did in search of a better life. It really is an incredible organization. We're going to talk about that. It's really something very, very special. There is some of the action right there for you guys. Really, again, something very, very special that you might not have even realized Joby's involved in. And it really is an incredible, incredible organization. And they do such beautiful work. Most people forced to embark on these long and dangerous journeys depart from Libya, where migrants are subjected to arbitrary detention, torture, violence, even slavery, and other human rights abuses. The Central Mediterranean, believe it or not, is the deadliest migration route in the world. Refugee Rescue's life-saving vessel named Okara is my friend in Gaelic, and it's on its first short mission, it saved the lives of 416 people, of which 160 were children. However, to embark on future missions, Refugee Rescue, of course, they're always in need of funds. Over 22,069 women and men have drowned attempting to cross the Mediterranean since 2014. 813 people have died at sea just this year. So again, the work that they are doing is not only beautiful, but it's so important, and it's absolutely extraordinary. I mean, they risk their lives going out to sea, rough terrain, rough oceans, changing weather there in the Mediterranean. And they do it out of the love and passion for humanity. On average, 5 people drown attempting to cross the central Mediterranean route every single day. And without any EU funding, search and rescue missions, these numbers only continue to rise as they have done since 2020. And while this issue has been widely covered, the EU continues to fund and train the so-called Libyan Coast Guard tasked with intercepting migrants at sea and bringing them back to the North African country, sometimes using excessive force. So, by offering skilled emergency response to distress cases, as well as acting as a witness of human rights violations, Refugee Rescue seeks to make the journey a little less deadly while keeping authorities at sea accountable for their actions, with the hope of preventing any more lives from being needlessly lost in the Mediterranean. The Refugee Rescue Team, along with a handful of civil NGO vessels, are working alone while being regularly detained and often criminalized by local and European authorities. It really is something absolutely unbelievable. And we are so honored to have our friend here live and direct, not from Ireland. Yes, I was going to say a secret location, but not really necessarily a secret location. Joby is here live and direct from
Denmark.
Denmark.
That's the one.
Denmark. So,
Yep.
what took the Irish lad to Denmark, Joby?
A woman.
A woman.
Simple
That
as that.
that will do it.
That's the one.
That will do it. Well,
Yeah.
what a beautiful reason to be in Denmark. What part of Denmark are you located right now?
It's a place called Jutland. Denmark is a series of islands,
Yeah.
and they're all sort of interconnected by some really amazing infrastructure. And when I first came here, I wasn't really aware of the geography myself until I started living here, and then I started to figure out what was what. It's a very fascinating, interesting part of the world, and it's not unlike Ireland because of its sort of island mentality. And I met Sophie some 17 years ago in Belfast, and she was studying peace and reconciliation studies, and we both just hit it off. And about 15 years we stayed in Belfast, Ireland, and then 2 years ago when Brexit came, and we
Brexit,
had that really forced us back to Denmark, where our son would get a better education and all of that, with all the kind of ambiguity around the north of Ireland that exists today.
yeah. That's a beautiful reason to have made the move to Denmark. How do you describe the region where you are, what it looks like visually, and some of the culture, the food, that, is new to
Yep.
you? As one place I haven't been to is Denmark, and I've always thought about going there. Tell us about it for anybody who's not familiar with
Sure. No,
Denmark.
no, 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 no problem. It's a funny wee top corner of Europe, right borders the German border, and it culturally they're very cooperative people. I think that there's only maybe 8 million, possibly 10, but it's not a large amount of people, and they're able to communicate to each other quite well. And they've got a high rate of tax, a really high rate of tax, but the social benefits are just amazing. Free education, free
Yes.
healthcare, all of that, and they're very special people. They're very what I would say is cerebral.
Yeah.
They're very cerebral people. They really engage their brain before they open their mouth. Not like the Irish at all. We just spit it out.
Not just the
But
Irish, I think a good deal of the rest of the world. I know definitely over here,
mm,
we've had
well,
our issues
well,
with that.
yeah, I
Not
understand.
me,
I know who
but
you're talking about.
there are
Don't
others,
don't worry. I know who you're talking about.
a few others out there.
Yeah, hopefully he's gone into the past. We'll say no more. We'll say no more. But yeah, it's a very interesting country. It's not unlike Ireland in a lot of ways. It's very folky. It's very, folk orientated, which is
Which
something
is
I really like.
cool. Yeah, right,
Yeah,
exactly. Folk and country and all is so
yeah,
much of part of the Irish culture, and that sometimes surprises people outside of Ireland. They don't realize that. And tell us about your. I love you've got a cool name, Joby
thank you.
Fox. Joby, tell us about that name. Where did it come from, and does it mean anything in Gaelic?
It
Cool
actually
name.
doesn't. There was a book called Joby. We read the book at school, and he was a bit naughty. He was a bit a mischievous kind of a character. And my second name is Fox. We're a family of 10. I have 9 other siblings, typical Irish Catholic family, and on a clear day, you could see the television, you could see the TV.
It's like on a clear day, you can see forever. Yeah.
Exactly. But Joby, I was quite mischievous, not in a bad way, but just a bit mischievous. And I got the name Joby. My name was Joe
Joe.
Fox. And
Oh,
then
Joe
they
Fox.
added Joby in there.
Ah, I
So
like that.
that's how I got the name, all right. And even
Very.
my mother called me Joby. So,
Oh,
from when I was a kid, I get called Joby. And
yeah.
yeah,
When I was a kid, and still some of my relatives call me Jimmy because my
yeah,
father is. We're all James, and it goes
yes,
back to England and Ireland, and I think some Scottish in there too. Scottish in there too.
yes.
Um, so yeah, when you take Scotland and Scottish and you create a word, it's Scottish. I just made up
Exactly.
a word, Scottish.
It's
Uh,
like Danish or Danglish.
right.
We speak between English and Danish here, so we say it's Danglish.
Have you learned?
So
Have you? Can you speak Danish at all? Do you picked up some words?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I still I can say yeah, had a Joby, yeah, yeah, coming from Ireland, and yeah, Glil and different things. I just say it like
What
I'm
what do
Joby.
those words mean?
It means hi, I'm Joby. My name is Joby.
Oh,
I
that's
come from
cool.
Ireland, and I
Yeah,
am happy.
cool. I like that. See, we just got a Danish lesson here on the Jim Masters Show live. It's funny. But yeah, Jimmy, because my father, we're all James, but he has always used Jim. So when I was a kid, I was
Yeah,
Jimmy.
yeah.
And now I'm Jim, and we're all still Jims, or James. But I just say,
Mm.
you know what? You can call me James, Jim, or Jimmy. Just don't call me late for supper.
Exactly. That's the old classic. The old
That's the
classic.
old classic. Just don't
That's
call me
the
late for
old
supper.
classic.
So, how did you get into? We'll talk about this extraordinary and invaluable, and kudos
Mhm.
to you. What a beautiful thing you're doing with Refugee Rescue. And they've already been commenting already about how beautiful that is.
Thank
But
you.
the musical part of Joby Fox, tell us about that and how you got into music. What were some of the early sources of inspiration for you, my friend?
Well, that's interesting because I'm from Ireland, as you already know, and from Belfast. I was born in '62, and that was the time. That was the time when, in Belfast, as a Catholic nationalist, if you like, things were quite well. Things were okay. Things were going quite well. Then '69 came, and there was what they call the Troubles, which is the term for the social unrest, the
Mm.
conflict, the sectarian upheaval. The British Army came on the streets. I was uh, I was 7 years of age. 1972, they brought in internment. The British Army came and took away a lot of the men and younger men and interned them. And it had another level of the conflict. Throughout that time, we were a close knit family and a close knit community. My older brother played guitar, and all my older brothers listened to a lot of music, the kind of music that you guys would have listened to, maybe with a wee bit of a UK influence in there. And also, we had my mother was a singer,
Mm.
And my father was quite passionate about Irish music, the old classics, and
When Irish eyes are smiling, and Danny
oh,
Boy, and
yeah, Danny Boy,
yeah.
and what do you call those guys? The Clancy brothers. The Clancy
Oh,
brothers.
yes.
Yeah, the Clancy
Yes.
brothers. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and
Do you know Finbar Clancy at all? From the High
oh,
Kings? They're friends of mine. Finbar, Brian,
yeah,
and Darren Holden,
yeah.
Brian Dunphy, the whole group. Very
Mhm.
talented, the High Kings.
Definitely brilliant, but I went swung towards the Dubliners and all the
Yeah.
rest of it. But what's interesting about the question is, I was on a complete crazy journey from 1977. Again, the troubles were really, it was terrible then. Let's say, that was really potent then. People were getting killed left, right, and center.
Yeah.
And then punk rock arrived in Belfast, and I embraced that and was a bit of a punk rocker. I hadn't got a clue how to play the bass guitar, but I picked up the bass guitar, and got into a band called the Bank Robbers of all things. That was the name
Oh,
of the band,
yes.
the
Right.
Bank Robbers, from Belfast, as I say. And we built up a bit of a name for ourselves, and there was two or three other guys. Well, there was three other members of the band, and we eventually, which was kind of totally unheard of, coming from the area that I lived in. We went to London with a few demo tapes, and fast forward a year later, we were signed to EMI Records, which is a big deal. Was a big deal, and we were played on the radio a lot, but we never really got beyond a certain point, and we were, let's say, we were missing home and all of that stuff. We were quite young, and it was about 20 of that age. And I spent another 3 or 4 years in London, just fooling around. That's it. Yeah.
There you are. Yeah.
Oh my God.
What year was this?
That would have been, you're looking at an 18-year-old Joby on the left,
Wow.
there. Yeah. Just like my
10 years
politics.
ago?
Yeah, on the left, just like my politics.
Yeah.
Anyway, anyway, so that's him. Yeah, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I wish, Jim.
Yeah.
I
That
wish.
was a delayed reaction.
Definitely, I picked up on it though.
So did he actually
Picked
say
up on
10
it.
years ago?
Yeah,
So,
tell me
what
about it.
year was this taken, and where was this? So this is the group, the Bank Robbers, that you were in there in Belfast. This was taken in Belfast?
It was, and I can already sense, we're getting in the areas. It's sort of quite randomness, but where that photograph was taken on the most bombed hotel
Wow.
in the world at one
Yeah.
stage. The
Wow.
most, it's called the Europa, right in the middle of Belfast, and at least the most bombed hotel in Europe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we took a photograph of on top of that, and we were just a fun bunch of guys, and we were young, and it was just about the fun, the music, the experience, and
Yeah.
we didn't take ourselves too seriously.
Do you
That
guys stay in
that came
touch?
later. Yeah, 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 very much so. I love those guys.
Yeah.
I lived in back of old transit vans with them guys for weeks and weeks upon weeks.
Yeah.
I smelt their sweat.
Yeah.
I know them sort of intimately, as brothers, and I love them. I just love them. And it was, other pressures that sort of took us apart, but it was a natural part of the progression of just growing up, and
Yeah.
also as a musician, and but the troubles was never too far away. It was like it was like Young's shadow.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was just in the background. When we went to Birmingham, there's a place called Birmingham in England,
Oh,
and we
sure.
were we were living there for a while. We got arrested by the pretty much the equivalent of the Secret Service, and yeah, and brought in and interrogated because they thought that we were the band was a kind of a front for an
Wow.
IRA sale, you know.
Oh.
And in the end, they
Do you
they
wanna do
they
you wanna turn your light off there at all, or
I,
we can do this in a dark, we
I,
could blur your picture if we
I
need
could
to,
I could do it in
blur
a
the image.
balaclava, maybe, you know what I mean? That might be more to the point, you know. But funny enough, on the idea of the balaclava, when we went to Birmingham, as I said, the special branch arrested us, but they accepted our story in the end. They checked us out.
Yeah.
There wasn't too many computers in those days, but they checked us out and realized we were genuine, just, musicians. But I had friends who lived in that area,
Mm.
going to university, and people were so paranoid
Oh, yeah,
about
I'm sure they
the
were.
Irish at that time. But my friends were living in quite an urban, built-up area, and they were getting kind of, kind of, they could sense that the people were afraid of them, or nervous of them. So they went down to the market and bought two balaclavas and hung them out on the laundry line so everybody could see.
It's that is fu
So yeah,
Phew.
but there you
Oh,
go.
but you survived all that, and
Yes.
everybody moved forward in their lives, and what came next for you, Joby, after the bank robbers?
Well, after the bank robbers, there was a couple of years of living in London and
Yeah.
just hanging out in the Irish scene there.
Mhm.
And then I met up with some old road crew from
Yeah.
the past, and we formed a band called Energy Orchard.
Okay,
And
yeah, yeah.
Amity Orchard subsequently hooked up with Steve Earle. I don't know where you guys,
Sure,
you've heard of
yeah.
Steve Earle, yeah?
Yep.
And Steve was a big fan, and we used to hang out a lot when Steve came to London. And eventually, then his wife, who was working with the MCA, and her last project was Guns N' Roses.
Oh, sure,
And
yeah.
yeah, and she'd done such a great job there with these guys. And we were her next project. So we got signed to MCA Records, and we got like an incredible record contract, and started touring Europe, in America, Canada. I played CBGBs. I
Oh,
played
wow.
Whiskey a Go Go, all those kind of places,
Yeah,
and
sure.
many other places, but the kind of places that you would know about, the Marquee in London,
Mhm.
and a host of places all over the Europe and America, Canada, and yeah, and we recorded a great album called Amity Orchard, non-pretentious, just named after the band, and six guys from Belfast, and we that album, done really well. At least it done very well, but it also done very well critically.
Yeah.
Everybody liked it. I
Mm.
wrote a song called Belfast. It got the number one in Ireland, and it got the number 52 in the British charts. And we're on a crest of a wave for a long time, for a few years,
Right.
and then I think, now this is where it gets serious. Six guys from West Belfast, and we were in coming up to our 30s, and there's a lot of stuff we hadn't dealt with at all, and we really began to implode under the pressure of the success, and everything just started falling apart,
Mm.
really, within the band, because
Yeah.
our kind of uh, our upbringing somehow came to just,
It rose to the surface.
yeah,
Yeah.
rose to the surface, and some of the things that we've seen and been through. We were all struggling from post-traumatic stress. We always laughed it off, but then we got older and more conscious beings. Then we started to see that couldn't we couldn't brush this stuff onto the carpet. And our lead singer subsequently got diagnosed with Asperger's, and he became very difficult and to work with. I think I drank too much, and yeah, we started falling apart. We fell apart. That's basically what happened.
Yeah.
So,
Which
but
sometimes the
yeah,
pressure triggers that, the pressure, the demands trigger all of that, right? It's a lot.
it's a lot, but you're looking at a 59-year-old man who is who's been through all of that,
Hmm.
and I wouldn't change a day of it.
You wouldn't, right. You've
Wouldn't
learned
change a
and
day.
right, exactly. And I've had some extraordinary experiences. I do imagine, too, Joby, that there are days through all the coolness of what you do and the excitement and all the glamour of it all. There are
Mm.
days where you probably feel like this.
I love it, Jim. That's superb. I love it. That was after the eye
Was that,
correctional thing,
I was going to say, was that your eye doctor? Was that your eye exam?
I love it, Jim. That's class. It's a new look. The people get them lip thing, the lip thing. I was trying to get the eyelid thing, but look, it was the experimental period. The experimental
You looks a
period.
little bit like Popeye, the sailor.
I love it, man. Oh, Jesus, that was funny.
Did you just
Uh,
finish dunking for apples or something?
I
Or
did. Bizarrely, it was in a recording studio,
yeah,
and I was leaning over this surface, and there was two apples. I picked them up. I put them like that. And it was my partner,
yeah,
Sophie Glassmosen.
yeah.
She just popped that, and I loved it because John Lennon, was a bit goofy, you know, and he was like a bit of a messer, like a bit like myself. I love John Lennon. I
Yeah.
love him, and I have a bit of a goofy side. And whilst I'm serious about the music, serious about certain things, obviously Refugee Rescue is one of them, and those kind of issues. But other than that, I do reserve the right to be a little bit goofy, just like yourself, clearly, Jim. Just like yourself.
Absolutely. You gotta have levity. Well, that's an Irish thing. It's
Mm,
humor and wit and all of that. It's definitely born into the Irish. I'm Irish on my father's mother's side, and they came over from Ireland and settled in New York City. So I'm always looking for the line, for the joke to make people laugh. And
so true. So true.
you mentioned moving to Denmark for the
Mhm.
family.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
Yes. Tell us
that's.
who we have here. That's a beautiful shot, Joby.
Oh, thank you very much. On the left, that's me, of course. Little Rory, who is 7 years of age, and
Wow.
this is Sophie on the right.
Wow.
That's when Rory was, I think, about 2.
Yeah.
And Rory, as Sophie likes to insist that people pronounce this right, the Irish pronunciation.
Yeah. Rory.
Rory
Yeah. Yeah.
is the Red King, and
Ah,
yeah, the
got the
Red
reddish
King.
hair.
Yeah, well, he had sort of reddish hair. He sort of grew out of it or something, but he, Sophie, whilst being Danish, loves Ireland dearly, and studied all the history and all the rest of it. As in fact, we've been on. Thank you, Kathleen Walker. uh, we've been on a journey together, and thank you,
Juanita.
Juanita.
She's in South Africa watching.
Oh
Yeah.
wow,
And
how you
Sherry
doing?
Larson's in Kansas, USA watching as well.
Ah,
And
fantastic.
Mary Bishop's in South Florida,
Hiya,
USA.
Mary. Hiya,
Yeah.
Mary.
Yeah.
Hiya, Mary.
You're Irish.
And
I'm sure you have a few Marys in your family.
oh, my
And so
mother was, yeah.
Kathleen's and
Oh,
Kathy's.
Kathleen's, Mary's, and my mother was called Mary, Mary Fox, and
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful woman.
Yeah.
But in the background of that photograph, there is an area called, and we named the area, myself and Sophie, Folktown, and
Folktown. Yeah.
yeah, and that was a project of ours. And there's a little bit of artwork in the background. And just to give you a basic sort of idea of that, at that period, which was 5, 6 years ago, maybe, it's a kind of a part of town, because of the conflict, it wasn't used, and people
Yeah.
were afraid to use it. It
Hmm.
was so we came in as artists and started to create some art, uh, music, and events, and we changed the demographic within about 6 months, and it's a thriving quarter in Belfast.
Cool spot. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and if anybody goes to Belfast, ask to go to Madden's Bar and Madden's Bar and Folktown, and we're very proud of that. We're very proud of the fact that it was our gift to Belfast. Really, it was a lot of hard work, but we can say, we can hold our heads up high, and we brought people together from all classes and creeds and colours.
That's
We're
incredible.
really happy about that.
That is really beautiful. That's beautiful
Mm.
stuff. Got a nice shot here. That's a cool one. Yeah.
That's when the beard wasn't grey, Jim.
Ah,
And the
that's
cat,
when you were Rory
exactly.
in
That's
the
the
beard.
exactly. That's Rory was only a glint in my eye at that, at that point, But in the background, it says, let's see if I can remember this. It's a bit of an artwork thing we put up today. Yesterday, it's basically yesterday's gone, and on the right hand side, as you're looking at this thing, this mural, if you like,
Yeah.
uh, it shows you the old plan for Belfast, sort of 90 years ago.
Yeah.
And what we were trying to say to people was, look, here, here we're coming up with a new plan, and it worked. It all worked. It was amazing. It was, but it was, it had its cynics, of course. Mostly the commercial forces were you would expect. Not mostly. A lot of them were for us, and some of them weren't. And in the end, we just got by all that, and the people done the talking, really, at the end of the day, with their feet, and they came, and they brought prosperity to the area again,
Which
and
is
yeah,
that is really that is
that's it.
cool. So they really rose to the occasion.
Absolutely amazing part of Belfast. It has a Protestant church
Yeah.
facing a Catholic church, and they get on so great. And we wanted to make sure that people knew that they knew that was going on, that they support each other, and that there's some great histories between the two of them.
Right.
And that was the story that we brought out into the public, and it sent a signal to everybody. Look, it's okay to come to this part of the Belfast and just leave all your identities behind and just forget about it and go and enjoy yourself. And that's what's happening,
Mm,
and
that's
we love that.
incredible. Yeah, really special stuff. And
Yeah,
you've been doing this for a long time, and you obviously you love it, don't you? It's
I
something
love.
pretty cool
Yeah,
for you.
I do love it, and that was amazing. This thing here is just, that was incredible. This guy, second from the left, the next guy, this guy. Let me see, if you're looking from the left, second from the left, he wrote light up, if you had a voice. What do you call that song? It
Oh,
was
yeah.
Snow Patrol. Snow Patrol. It was Chasing Cars. Was it called Chasing Cars?
Oh,
Worldwide hit.
yeah, yeah,
Such an amazing song, and that's Terry Hooley then, fourth in from the left, and he's started a record shop right in the middle of bombed out Belfast in the 80s, and everybody thought he was mad. Created culture, people started coming into the city again, and he really helped towards bringing peace and reconciliation also. And then there's me, of course, and then there's this lady on the far right. She's called Ursula Burns, and she is just amazing for your audience out there, for your listeners out there, Ursula Burns, she plays the harp, but don't expect the Irish kind of traditional stuff. She's very funny,
Yeah.
and she calls herself the dangerous harpist, and she is in every way. She's a dangerous person, but in a brilliant way.
But in a brilliant way, yeah.
Yeah, she's just amazing. She's amazing, and Edinburgh Festival. I think she won one of the top awards at the Edinburgh Festival some 4 or 5 years ago, and she's just incredible. And Jim, as being an artist for over 40 years, I've met so many really amazingly talented people who just maybe haven't got the breaks,
Right, they're talented. They didn't. Right.
Yeah, and they haven't got the breaks. Now, I think Ursula has got, she gets by. She has an audience out there and all the rest of it, sort of on an Irish, sort of UK level.
Right.
But she's world class, if you follow what I'm saying. And she's just amazing. She's just amazing.
Really amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't that a cool photo? This
I can't even. Oh, I don't remember.
I guess at the BBC, is that?
That was at the BBC. Yeah, that guy, the third 1, 2, 3, 4. He's the presenter. Lovely guy.
Yeah.
John Toll, and it's a magazine, a Saturday morning magazine show, and he's a lovely guy, and he keeps everybody chatting away. And
yeah,
he's a real professional, and. Yeah, I like doing that show because I can relax. It's a bit like this, there's that conveyor belt kind of
yes,
stuff that you could do for promotion or whatever. And I just I can do it. I can probably go out, hit all the messaging, and I've done a good job and leave.
Right.
But this is nice. This is nice.
Conversational, and that's how I like it too. It's you learn more about each other, and the audience does, and it's not the usual stuff the way that they do it all. Here's a cool.
That's I got a guitar. I remember I said I couldn't get a guitar.
Oh wow, it's magic.
Yeah, it was just like my trusted assistant there.
Yes.
That's it's a song called "Give Me Peace." It's a lovely song. I'd have to take this off. We're building up more walls in my town. From the falls to Shankill, they're not coming down. Love I had for you, the walls can't contain. I reach out for you. You say the same, and then it goes, give me peace in our time, give me hope, that is all I ever wanted. Yep, it's not the right key for me, that's why I'm not going to sing the chorus.
It gets a little higher and higher, doesn't it?
It does. I tune the guitar down.
That's
What's
cool.
that?
Yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I wrote that song about a guy who joined the British Army when he was it's about my age, when he was young, 17 or 18. And his stated aim was to kill Catholics, kill the IRA, not so much Catholics, but kill the IRA. And I suppose he's acknowledged that if he killed a few Catholics in the meantime, it wouldn't be a problem. But he joined the army, and then he had a bit of an awakening, and he started came back home, and he started getting into peace and reconciliation. And he said, in the area that I live, there's actually a wall that separates the two communities, and he lived on the other side of that wall. And he started reaching out there to people on the other side of the wall, and he's a great advocate for peace. And his name is Glenn Bradley, and I'm very proud of him. We've worked together on different events and stuff.
That is great.
And I wrote that song for him.
That's
because
beautiful. Yeah.
I really admire the man because he's got guts
Tell us
to.
about that guitar that you have there, the kind of guitar.
It's it's actually it's a copy of a Martin, but that's okay. It's what it's just how I feel about this guitar. You know, it's a great guitar. I had it fixed recently because
You did.
it was buzzing a lot, and
It sounds
I
really good. I can, coming through the audio here, it sounds really good. It sounds very rich and yeah.
yeah, I love it actually.
Is
I
While you have it there, is there anything else you want to tease us with? The audience
uh,
is loving it. They're like, encore, encore here. Sounds so good.
it's a song about Robert Emmett. Oh, I'm leaving tomorrow, going to ground. Thomas Street's quiet, still hear the sound of my heart. My heart is beating. Oh, I'll sleep in the morning, travel by dawn from Marshall Street Lane, where we lit the spark. Oh, I love you, and I forgive you. Oh, I don't come to my rescue. Oh, I love you. The voice in our heads tore us apart. The voice in our heads made stones of our hearts. My days are numbered, I shall part. A terrible beauty is born. War is so cruel, cold and obscene. I'll never go back to where I've been. Oh, I love you, but I long to be free. Oh, I don't come to my rescue. That's half a song anyway.
Really nice.
Thank you.
Really nice. Where can people find that? Is it on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, different places?
Yeah, right now, if you go to jobyfox.com, uh,
JobyFox.com.
jobyfox.com, and I've been up in Copenhagen recording 3 or 4 tunes, and I just threw them up on the up on the site. That's a song called "Don't Come to My Rescue," and it's about Robert Emmett. He was a great Irishman in 1803, and he
Yeah.
mixed revolution with romance, and he
Yeah.
paid the ultimate price for it.
For it,
He
right.
paid with his head.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You mentioned in that song, which is actually a perfect segue, you know,
don't come to my
rescue.
rescue.
Yeah. And then there's this. This has really been like a legacy building situation. Tell us about Refugee Rescue and the extraordinary work that this charity is doing. And what was, I mean, obviously the events themselves are the inspiration, but for you, I mean, you and the other Irish citizens and everybody that's involved, you obviously didn't have to do this. You could have just stayed with the fantastic music and everybody with their careers and lives, but you guys decided to, it bothered you enough, and you're such humanitarians that you wanted to create this organization that really helps with the refugee situation, which is historic and epic and horrific in many ways. Tell us about the creation of Refugee Rescue and the work that you guys do, and what inspired you to actually do it.
Well, that's, you're very intuitive, Jim. I have to hand that to you. You're very, very intuitive because you've just set it up there in a lovely way and describing that, as a musician and songwriter, and I have, a bit of popularity, and I could have just lived my life just, enjoying the popularity and the music, whatever else. But I found that that wasn't enough for me. And I found that uh, the events unfolding some 6 years ago in Greece were just too horrific to ignore. And I've always had a pretty, community spirited vibe out there, but this was another level. These were people coming from the Syrian war mostly at that point. The geography of it is the next country would be Turkey, and they flowed out of Turkey. Millions of people flown out of Turkey, whole families, their lives destroyed, that nothing but the shirt on their back, and off they went. And they were looking for a better life. They didn't have a home, and they'd go to Turkish border. Some of them would head up through land and up through some horrible terrain, and others would go and uh, some of the smugglers would invite them to take rubber dinghies on a short route from Turkey to Lesbos. And these rubber dinghies, they would put like 60 odd people in there. And even though the journey was short, it would be about 10 miles from the Turkish coast to Greece. Technically, when they reached the Greek islands, the particular one I was there was the particular island I was on was Lesbos, and that's where the most of the refugees came. When they went to, they got it technically, if they got from Turkey to Greece, they could claim asylum for their family and all of that. So, at that time, there were thousands of people taking that journey, and there were absolutely no hardly any, not I would say absolutely none, but hardly any humanitarian apparatus down there.
Mm.
There was no, everybody was looking the other way. There were people drowning day in and day out needlessly.
Mm.
And it was unfolding on the television, and I just, my little Rory was 18 months old, and it just, something just told me, look, this isn't Asia or the Middle East or any of the rest of things that, are pretty complicated, and maybe I can't really do anything about it. But this was unfolding on the shores of Europe. So I was like, you know what? This can't be. They were showing photographs of young children washing up on the shore, dead bodies of young children washing up on the shore. And I said to Sophie, you know, I got to do something about this. It was tormenting me, really, to be honest with you. It was the only word to describe it. It was tormenting me. And it was tormenting others, but I just decided that was it. And I said to
Yeah.
Sophie, give me your blessing. And she said, go down, you go down there. So I thought I was going to go down for 2 weeks and just, maybe do something. I needed to do something. If they'd have said to me, shovel the proverbial, you know what, I'd have
Yeah.
shoveled it,
Yes.
And that was that. I didn't care. I wanted to do something tactile. I wanted to do something with my hands. I wanted to help. So I went down there, and there was a basic sort of civilian response of about maybe 50 or 60 people along a coastline of about 6 to 7 miles outward facing to Turkey, and the refugees were coming in every day, thousands of them sometimes, but at least up in the high hundreds. And the first night I was there, I seen a boat come in, and it was so horrific. It ensured that it crashed up onto the rocks. I had to get into the water, and we were trying to grab people from this this wreck of a boat. There was people everywhere. We got them all, thank God, but it was horrific. And my first introduction to that type of thing. Subsequently, I've seen plenty of that, but the first time you see it, it's shocking, and it never really ceases to not be shocking, if you know what I mean. But you try to function and try and do the best you can. But I was in the water, and there was a guy, and he was swimming out away from the rocks, and there was like baggage and stuff all over the place floating around, and he was swimming away, and I was like, "What?" You know, I shouted at him, "Come on, you know, you have to come towards the rocks, come back in. We can," you know. And people were shouting a lot, but I was focusing on this one guy, and he went towards this little bag, and he was trying to get this bag, and I'm like, "Well, what's so important about this bag? You're risking your bloody life, you know." And that's the thoughts just going through my head.
Yeah.
And finally, he gets the bag, and he comes back, swims backward, and I'm closer to the rocks. Then I'm able to I grabbed a few people and throw them up on the rocks. And this guy comes by with the bag, and I looked at him. He put the bag up on the rocks, and he waved this thing, and it was a little baby about the same age as my son in the bag. You know, it was like we puffed up a bag to help the wee baby to float. And we looked at each other. We just looked at each other, both of us, and we smiled. You know, it was just a moment, you know.
Incredible.
And then he sort of looked at me. We didn't have to speak. It was just a tacit understanding. He
Yeah.
just sort of looked at me. He wanted me to know that that's why he was going for the bag, you know.
Yeah.
Because I was shouting at him. Frankly, I was saying, you know, get the quick, get him,
Get it.
out, you know.
Right.
Get, you know. So, and that was, you know, there was a long and elaborate story about that whole night, but that's generally the gist of it.
Tell us about some of the work that you guys do.
Yeah.
It's like a from day to day situation, because it's
Yeah.
not, you know, here in the States and probably Canada, it's probably not as much in the news. It is maybe when something really horrific happens, and then we'll hear it internationally and other parts of the world probably too. I guess because there's so much going on in the world right now, the pandemic and everything else, that sometimes these things that are happening daily get shoved aside. But this is an ongoing daily issue that really does affect a global community. It's not just that immediate region of the Mediterranean, right?
That's it. I mean, people have always migrated, Jim. So, you know, that's always been the way of it. But this is in particular through the last 7 years, particularly because of the Syrian war and also Afghanistan. There's been this upheaval of people from North Africa and the Middle East going towards Europe. And on the political end, if you like, they would all love it dearly to stop, but it's not going to stop. It's happening. It's they've give, you know, billions to the Libyans. Libya's a mess. You know, since the Arab Springs and all the rest of it. You know, it's a mess, and you know, they're giving billions to people. You know, there's all sorts of messy stuff happening over there. You know, a lot of the times, if they catch, well, not catch, if they incarcerate these people coming over the, say, the Mediterranean route, which we currently are on the Mediterranean route, they send them back to Libya, to hellholes, you know, real hellholes.
Yeah.
You know, so our basic day looks like, you know, from the early days, we got the vessel, which is called Makara. You previously mentioned it, which is Irish for my friend. And we were in Lesbos for nearly 5 years, and we saved 15,000 lives down there, and we're very proud of that. We're very, as you mentioned previously, about the idea of us being Irish. I don't think there's many people in the world that are better placed to understand how these people, what the plight of these pure beleaguered people are, forced migration and all the rest of it. And I think it's amazing to be able to say from the 1840s that look what's happened in 200 years or so. You know, and you know, that we've basically got an American president who, you know, he's Irish. He says he's Irish, and he is Irish. Of course he is. But you know, it's like, you know, Einstein was a refugee. You know, where would we be if if we hadn't got Einstein, and so on and so forth. I mean, these people have got, you know, so much to offer, you know, and uh, and who knows what's what could be unlocked from all these great people coming and trying to rebuild their lives and having that forward momentum. But from the Aegean Sea, we moved up to the Mediterranean Sea, which is a bigger negotiation. So we currently work off the side of a boat called a ship actually called CI4, and our vessel Mokara. This it's a relatively small vessel, but it's a rapid reaction vessel, and we're the people that go and pick up. And as you can see in the photographs, there that's our crew, highly skilled people in this particular instance. And not everybody can handle these situations, but we have got all that capacity intact for the last 5 or 6 years, and we serve up to the boat then, which is a German humanitarian organization called CI, and so we work in partnership with them. But more recently, we damaged Mokara, and as you can see in the photograph, we're first on the scene with the people that stabilize, and many times ferry the stuff, ferry the people to the boat. In fact, that's we do mostly, but you know, so we're at the situation now where we need to step up a bit more. The Mokara, the vessel, is a bit tired. It's been knocked about a bit, and we've always sort of just fundraised for as much as we could to make to make sure the vessel is what I call it, maintained, and other sort of administration things. And we now realise that we are the experts now, but we need to expand and we need to step it up,
Yeah.
because if we had to lose, for example, at the organisation, if we didn't get enough money to keep ourselves going, we lose all that know-how and all the rest of it. So it's just we need to make that leap. So we're pretty much on a funding drive to make sure that we can, maybe insure a second vessal and a
Push it
larger
big. You
vessel.
need it. Yeah.
Yeah,
At
because we
minimum, you
need
need another one, right?
yeah, we need
At
another
minimum.
one. And we're doing this work day in and day out, as I say, and it's I tend to, and it's natural enough, people tend to sort of focus on the administrative side of things and all the rest of it. But in reality, we never forget what it is we're doing is saving lives. And if we save one
The
life,
purpose and the
we're
reason.
yeah, there's a reason for it. And we're apolitical. We're not, we don't care about politics. We don't care about it. We just want to be right there when there's people in the water, and we're there to pick them up. We're humanitarians, we're not politicians, and we don't have all the answers. But we don't like, what's the alternative? Leave people in the water to drown?
Mm-mm.
Children, women, old people, is that who
Yeah.
we are? That's not who we are.
Not at all. No.
It's not who we are.
No. It's a beautiful thing that you guys are doing, Joby. It really, really is. And I know that you know, it speaks to your heart and everybody involved. And we actually have a little video here which showcases some of the work and the ways that people can sort of participate and help. Let's take a look at that right now, and then we'll come back. This is pretty recent too. This was just put together in September of 2021. So we'll take a look at this now, and then we'll continue with our special guest, Joby Fox, wonderful Irish singer, songwriter, musician, as well as founder of Refugee Rescue, coming to us in Denmark, which is kind of cool. But here is some of the work of Refugee Rescue. It's really amazing. Take a look, gang. You're going to be, I think you'll be amazed by all of this.
Every day, hundreds of people take a risk for a better life across the Mediterranean Sea. All fleeing war, persecution, famine, or poverty, while Europe disregards their basic right to life. Since 2015, Refugee Rescue, an Irish search and rescue NGO, has worked in the Mediterranean to prevent any more loss of life at sea. However, since 2014, over 22,000 women, men, and children have drowned or gone missing while attempting this crossing. Without any EU-led search and rescue missions, and with the criminalisation of NGOs and survivors, more continue to die preventable deaths. Throughout the world, we, the children of Ireland, know their struggle. It speaks to the heart of our history of forced migration by sea. Millions crossed over the North Atlantic Sea in coffin ships, fleeing violence, famine, and poverty, all for our survival, for our future. Refugee Rescue was founded by ordinary Irish citizens in response to this. Aboard our life-saving vessel, Mochara, which means my friend in Irish, we have saved the lives of over 15,000 people. But without your help, our missions cannot continue. Please support us by donating what you can now via refugeerescue.org.
That's really absolutely beautiful. It really, really is.
Thank you.
And the website for people to do that, is it refugeerescue.com or .org?
It's .org.
.org.
.org, yeah.
It kind of moves you to see that, doesn't it?
Never fails to
Right.
put me, makes, oh my God. It's just, the shock of it really is like, we all sit in our homes, nice, warm, cozy homes, and, it's only natural. I'm not criticizing anybody for this, but it's only natural. People just zone out and, they're enjoying their family and the roof over their head. And that's great. That's what everybody should do. And everybody should have that. Everybody should have that. So, and I have a lovely home here and a great family, a warm home, plenty of food and all the rest of it and whatever. And my way of getting around is I want everybody to have that. I want everybody to have that kind of life, And when I think of people, I don't have to think too much about it. I don't have to imagine it because I've seen it. And it's shocking. And in actual fact, when you're a volunteer, like my friend Jude Bennett, when we first started off, and others, we all experienced the same thing: anger, shock, anger, action, shock, anger, action. It was like a thing that just kept us going to this day. And when I see that video, it's the same thing. It's the same cycle. I go, it is shocking. I'm angry. I'm going to keep doing something about it because I just refuse to accept that. I just refuse to accept it. It's just as simple as that. We're better than that. We're better than this. We can't allow people to, just before our very eyes, drown in the sea. No. Collectively as human beings, we're losing it if we're allowing that to happen. We're losing it. What next?
Right. Exactly. What has been the response in terms of people in general and those who you've rescued and saved? They must feel indebted for the rest of their lives. They must feel like it's a second chance at life.
It's amazing to be part of something like that. These people have suffered so much, and it's like, they're so grateful. And so grateful for that. And we never see them. We just put them on dry land, and in the case of Mediterranean particularly, they're taken by the authorities to be processed, etc., etc. So we don't actually see them. But I've bumped into a few, even here once or twice. I've bumped into a few Syrians, and they said that they came through that route. And I have explained to them, look, we've worked that route. And there's this automatic kind of connection between the two of us. There was one guy recently who was working in a coffee shop. And, I just think that's great. I think that's just to be part of that. I mean, all the gold, all the money in the world, all the fame, all whatever, nothing beats that, man. Nothing beats that, the preservation of life. The preservation of life. Sometimes it's just a binary decision. Are we going to allow this to happen? or are we not? And I have to say we're not. And there's many people like me. This life, we're here to support life, you know, and that's what we do. And every breath we take is to support life. And that's the only
That's
the
right.
only one rule in the game, and that's support life, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what we're about.
It's
And
beautiful work you guys are doing. It really, really is. It's not easy too. I mean, we're looking at nice photos and videos and stuff, and it looks like, an action movie or
yeah,
something, but
exactly.
it's the real life, isn't it? And they do put themselves at risk. There's danger, there's weather conditions, the rough seas, just
Yeah,
other things that interception, other things that happen, but they still go out and do it.
they do. And as you say, you know, like, you know, it just people have got to imagine what is it like to be in the water with maybe
Yeah.
2 children,
Yeah.
and which one do you let go? You
Right.
know, that's kind of decisions we're talking about. That's kind of
It's like a
scenarios.
Titanic situation.
It's
Yeah.
totally,
Yeah.
and you know,
Yeah.
I was the one of the worst things was there was 50 people, 300 people were in the water, and 50 drowned. And thank God I just caught the tail end of this, and they were brought to a harbour called Malibos in Lesbos, and there was a lot of American medics there. And I was at that stage. I was working on lighting these big scenes, you know, hundreds of people are coming in. We were in with generators, lit up the whole area, and we had generated heat too. You know, and we had petrol heaters and stuff, and tried to heat things, and so the medics could do their jobs and see the people. And you know, I arrived on the scene, and there was something like maybe 8 to 10 toddlers, and people they were just going down doing CPR on them, you know, in rotation, you know. And when you see something like that, that really affects you, you know.
Sticks with you
And
too. It cuts deep,
it's
cuts deep.
it really does. That was one of the wildest nights ever, you know. It was like there was a man. Everybody had give up on him, and it was like a miracle almost, you know. And after about 45 minutes an hour, when they'd really just scooped up all the really bad, you know, the bad cases and took them in the hospitals or whatever. And it's just one guy. He was just like big, heavy man, you know. And everybody gave up on him. But I remember I went over and I thought to myself, well, if I was lying there half dead or dying or even dead, I'd love someone to whisper in the ear or something to say, or touch me, you know, because he was the thought he was just, it was only a matter of time before he died, you know. I'd been in the water for so long, and I went and wasn't supposed to leave my post, but I thought it was okay. And I
Right.
went and I spoke to him. He was lying on the ground. I spoke to him. I whispered in his ear, and I said, look, I'm here, and people are here, and you know, I didn't say you were going to be all right or anything, because I didn't think he was going to be all right. I just wanted to let him know that people here, and I squeezed his hand a couple of times. And I walked away, and I could still see him visually. And about 5 minutes later, he threw up like God knows how much seawater. It came
Everything.
out of his mouth. It came out of his
Everything.
rear end too,
Yeah,
all
sure.
over. And he just 45 minutes there, half an hour even, he was talking.
Mm.
He was talking away. And I believe that it was the human touch that brought him back. I really believe that. I have never told anybody that, for fear that someone thought that I was kind of, you know, had a Messianic complex or something.
Right.
I'm not into that, like, you know. But
But
it's just
it's
clearly,
real life. Yeah.
it's, you know, I believe that it was the physical contact that brought him round, that made him fight, because he wasn't, he just had white foam all over his mouth, and every 2 minutes the foam went fluttered, and that was it. You know, everybody just thought he's gone, or he's about to die or whatever. He came back and he was fine, and I know
Amazing.
that he lived. He was fine. And we checked up on him the next day. I didn't personally, but I heard that talking away was fine.
Absolutely amazing.
Really,
Really is unbelievable.
yeah.
Kudos to you and everybody for all the work, and that's what everybody has been saying.
Mm.
Toby says daunting to say the least, and can't imagine the heartbreak she's watching in California, USA, and Alessandra in North Carolina, USA. Joby Fox, you are an angel. And yeah, Toby says
Thanks.
we can all do our part, even the smallest acts. Sherry
That's it.
Larson in Kansas says, God bless you for stepping forward and helping these people. You are a special soul. And Toby says it's a worldwide ongoing problem, and it really, really is. Juanita in South Africa says, amazing work. Toby says, good on you, Joby. And really, really beautiful stuff here. And Merlin in Ontario, Canada says, bless you and your comrades. Mary Bishop in Florida, it's wonderful for what you do. Joby, God bless you and your team. Kathleen Walker in New York City, bless you for all you do.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Yeah, touching a lot of people. And Alessandra says, thank you, Joby, as well.
Yeah, Alexander.
Cool stuff.
If anybody wants to start a fundraiser in their local club, golf club, or pub, or whatever it is,
whatever it may be. Yeah.
just start it, take an initiative, go start a fundraiser, and you can just load it up to. We've got like a GoFundMe page or something like that. So don't be afraid to go out there and do whatever you can to
whatever
help us.
Yeah,
If the spirit moves you, don't be feeling under pressure about it or anything like that.
Nothing is too small, right?
Exactly.
Don't think
everybody expresses himself in different ways.
Different ways.
Whatever way you think you can help. If you can't, that would be great. But other ways, just be conscious about it and understand that these people have been through so much. Imagine what it must be like. It must be terrible. And I hardly go to bed. Most nights I go to bed, it's like one of the last thoughts in my mind is about people, the refugees, where they might be, what they're, the whole uncertainty of it. God knows where they are.
Yes. Joan Sandoz says, what a blessing you are, and God bless. We appreciate her as
Thanks,
well. Got another couple of cool photos here.
Jim, you're a laugh. You keep springing these things on me.
See? Yes, the guest never knows.
Oh, God, you're dangerous, man.
It always
dangerous, mama. Yeah.
It always makes for such an authentic and real reaction, and that's what I love.
Jesus, man. You're dangerous, man, with that there mouse.
Exactly right. I leave no fingerprints, and you'd never know. But that is a cool shot. Tell us about that one.
That was taken in my granny's.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, sorry, indeed, that's me. And that's the first guitar I had in my hand.
Joby with his very first guitar. Wow.
Yeah, that was me. And
isn't that cool?
It's a cool photograph, and
it's a great photograph. Yeah. You look the same.
Oh, thanks.
You look the same.
I'm changed much now. Yeah, right enough. Like, maybe you lost a bit of hair, maybe possibly.
Just a little bit. You're right. It's a great shot too.
That was, but yeah, bizarrely, myself and Sophie had went out for an Indian meal in Belfast, a place called the Lisburn Road, and there was a light in the hallway, and I said to Sophie, "Hey, Sophie, you know that light we're always talking about, trying to get this light?" I says, "There's the light there," and she said, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, I think this is the one." And there was a rose, a lady outside who was selling roses. And I said, "Let's get that rose, and you can take a photograph of me just against that wall." And so she bought into it too. And I said, "This is the one. This is the one." And I'd been doing a project called The End of the War.
Yeah.
And I took a few shots. Sophie took a few shots, and there's another one of me with my fists up like this. So The End of the War was a great image for a while. Like, it's a great image. Not me as an image, but the image of the hands up and everything, sort of fighting Irish and the end of the war. it sort of got you thinking. I think. That's another shot again I had in my head. This is Harland and Wolff, this H and W. Harland and Wolff is where the Titanic was built. And it's a iconic part of Belfast in terms of, this is where, it has to be said, mostly unionist, Protestant loyalist people worked, you know, in Belfast, although it's something that is a bit of an icon, as I said. And I put my son, Rory, in front of that. And that was the single, "Give Me Peace." That was the song. That was the cover for "Give Me Peace."
That's
And
fantastic.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it is, you know, way back then, I was really, my audience was Northern Irish people, but of the UK and all the rest of it. They would kind of understand these things, and then I started going to New York to a thing called a conference every year called New York, New Belfast, and I performed in the at that conference a few years, and it was the Irish diaspora come together. A lot of the Irish diaspora, let's say, maybe not them all, but a lot of them, and meet up with kind of investors and people from New York Council and different people, some really interesting people. And it was hosted a lot of the times by the Irish diplomat to New York, and performed in the residence up there a couple of times. I got to know a lot of people, but so I was pitching my end of the war project to a lot of people there too. So it sort of fed out nicely into the sort of Irish diaspora a bit there for a while. So it was good. It was good.
That's fantastic. That's really cool. I like this shot too.
Do you know what it
There he
says on?
is.
Do you know what it says on the back there, Jim?
What does it say?
Bleecker Street. That's
Oh,
157. Yeah,
yes.
that's
Famous
one.
place,
That's
famous
right.
location.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, as I say, been to New York many times and blah blah blah. You know, and that particular shot. There's a bar next to it. I can't remember the name of it, but I was taking a walk on the morning, as the second or so day I was there. I was appearing at the conference, and I said to this guy, I don't know what I said to him, but he said, "Oh, look, there's a guy," and he was Hispanic. He says, "There's a guy in there. He's Irish. He'll be able to help you." So I went into this bar anyway, and there was no one in the bar. It was just me and this guy behind the counter,
Is there a
and it was,
joke coming? I went
yeah,
into this bar.
precisely, precisely. So this guy behind the bar, he doesn't know me from Adam, of course, and I know he's from Ireland, so I let on to be French, let on to speak French, and he said he was going, "No, no, no, I don't speak French and everything," and neither did I, but I said a few French words, and then I was like saying whiskey, the whiskey, and he was talking about all these different whiskies, and it went on for about 5 minutes, and it was pretty fraught exchange. And
Yeah.
then when finally we arrived at a whiskey, by the way, I don't drink, it was just for the fun of it. I said, when he said, this one, I said, yeah. I says, I give us that one, will you, mate? He went, you.
You rascal, you.
Yeah, you know, and me and that guy, we're still friends now. We still keep in contact with each other. Well, when I go over to New York and everything, but I had him going for good 5 minutes, thinking it
It's a
was
great
French.
shot. It really, really is. It's a perfect shot, you know what I mean?
Thank you, thank you.
As is
And,
this one.
oh yeah, yeah, that's Monica. She's a friend of mine, of my aunt Sophie's, and she used to look after my son. So
Yeah.
she's she's lovely. She's coming to stay actually in about a week's time or so, I think.
But again, this is what it's all
Yeah.
about, isn't it?
It always is, man.
Yeah.
I love
It's
my
all,
family. It's just I love them so much, and
yeah.
I've been through everything. Through the wars, through the music, all of it, and it's the one thing that you can invest your love into. You can really
Yes.
invest your love into, because you can throw your pearls in front of swine. You know what I mean? You can do that. You've got so much to give, and nobody appreciates it. But one thing you can do is you can take all of that love and you can, give it into your family, and save a
It's
bit for yourself too. Of course, you have to be sensible. You have to be able
has
to.
has the work that
Yeah.
you've done with Refugee Rescue changed at all your music, the flavor, the thought to the music, influenced the music in any way?
Absolutely. As I say, I wrote a song, only really the one song that I wrote. Again, this thing isn't tuned down, so I'll give you a little bit of it.
Cool.
It's like, this world is crazy. This world is crazy. I know there's so many different ways that we can. I know I can't do it living without you. This world is crazy to me. Got me by the light of your love, through the wars and the raging seas. Don't let me drown, don't let me drown, don't let me drown. In a world of fear, in a world of fear and mediocrity, and ooh, you and I were meant to be together. But we crossed the raging seas. Yeah, 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 yeah. This world is crazy to me. There you go.
Really nice. I like
Thank
that
you.
little bang at the end too.
Indeed, I blew your speakers out.
that makes them jump out of their seat.
Exactly.
And there will be a quiz afterwards too.
Exactly. It's like the drummer, the drummer
Yeah.
that's not there,
Yeah, it's like, yeah. And they don't know it's coming either. Bam! I love it. I love it.
Exactly.
Merlin in Canada. And Merlin, if you joined us late, there were two other songs earlier in this episode. Anybody watching who joined us late, two other songs in this episode that Joby shared with us as well. So you can watch this in the archives and go back and hear it. She says, wow. And Sherry Larson says, nice. Juanita's clapping as well. And Alessandra says, I love this song. Joby, fantastic song. And Mary Bishop loved it there in Florida. Have you been to the States, Joby?
Yeah, many times, as I say,
Yeah.
New York, all those places.
That's right, New
By the
York.
way,
You mentioned that. Yeah.
yeah, I'd be pretty much all over. But
You have favorite spots?
Well, I was up in Woodstock,
Oh, sure.
the
Yeah.
village upstate New York, and I was in a writing what would you describe, writing camp, if you like.
Yes,
3
like
years
a
ago, just
writer's
before.
colony. Yes, I've been
Yeah,
in
writers'
those.
colony.
It's
That's it.
really,
Yeah, fantastic. And there was photographs of Dylan, around. We go to this nice bakery every morning, meet some real characters, kind of older people from New York moved up
The
real connected.
real, yes, the real super fans.
Yeah, exactly. But you'd see, Dylan would be around. Just it's a nice place, Woodstock. I really like Woodstock. It's very arty farty, and it appeals to
Your
my sort of state.
sensibilities.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. And yeah, I like Woodstock and Pittsburgh. I was in Braddock, I think you call it Braddock. It's the industrial part of town.
sure. Pittsburgh, yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh. I like the mix of people in Pittsburgh. The
Merlin
people down
asked, have you
there.
been to Canada?
Yeah, I have actually.
Halifax, yeah,
BC.
Nova Scotia, yeah, and British
Well, not
Columbia.
so. I went to BC, and I've been to Toronto. They don't say.
Toronto, yeah.
We say Toronto.
You say
They
Toronto.
say
You say
Toronto.
Toronto, and they say Toronto.
Exactly.
We say Toronto here too. Yeah, we say
That's
Toronto. We,
that's cool.
yeah, that T, we say it.
That
We say the
P,
T.
yeah,
Right.
that's right.
Just like there's New Orleans or New Orleans or
Yeah, that's
yeah,
it.
New Orleans. They
You
say New
say
Orleans
tomato,
there.
yeah. You say tomato, I say tomato. That's the classic, like.
Yeah. Oregon or Oregon.
Exactly. That's the one. And I've been
That's
to LA. I've been out to LA there, and
LA.
oh,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
down to Mexico. I went so
To
down to
Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Been to Mexico, yeah. Over on the West Coast,
The
which
West
is
Coast.
much
Yeah.
more. I mean, you can keep the East Coast. I'm a bit of a West Coast guy, really. So
West Coast of Mexico. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and California and blah blah blah, BC. At there, that stretch down there is so beautiful. I want to drive from BC down through the desert down to LA, San Francisco, or whatever. Feather on down to Mexico.
You can go from BC to DC.
Exactly.
Straight across.
Right all the way down.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
straight across to the East Coast. Well,
that's
this
it.
was cool, my friend. Really, an amazing conversation and music and laughter and important moments too. Talking about the extraordinary work you guys do with Refugee Rescue. Really,
Mhm.
absolutely, straight up, brilliantly done. And we encourage folks, who are watching to check it out more, and they can go to refugeerescue.org to learn more as well, which I think is really, really cool. And if they want to check out more of you, you can go to jobyfox.com as well. Now, tell us about maybe, again, this is live. Somebody watches this 6 months from now. What you're about to say is past tense, but they can also research it. What do you have that's coming up? Obviously, the holidays are coming up. Anything that you're excited about that you're working on, projects and things, more music?
Most definitely. Having moved to Denmark, my network of friends and my whole network in Ireland and UK, coming over here is completely fresh. So I was really lucky. I met a few people. I went out on a support slot with a guy about 2 years ago before the pandemic. Met a couple of guys through that, and just touched lucky that I'm with some of the top producers now in Denmark. I'm working in a place called Medley Studios with a guy called Søren Milkinson, and I've just recorded 4 or 5 tracks. There's one in particular I'm really excited about. It's called No Home, and I don't know. It just came out of nowhere. It's about the Irish famine, and I'm really excited about that song. It's pretty stripped down, pretty basic, just me and a piano, and so I have a single coming out in Denmark the end of January, and then I might record it. I might put out an EP just in general, maybe in March, and see where that takes me. And I'm just really excited about the music. The music itself is just. I'm on fire.
You're on fire. Yeah.
I'm on fire. I'm on
Yeah.
fire, and that's the way I
Yes.
feel about it. I feel that the music is as good. It's the best I've ever done, and I know it's a kind of a weird, bizarre thing to say, even that you know, it's like, you know, it's, you know, I always
Knock
play like,
on
well,
wood. Knock
keep
on
me
wood.
alive,
Yeah.
keep me alive to make this
Yes.
music. You know?
Yeah. Keep it
Keep
going.
me alive. The music's good.
Keep that train on that track.
Yeah, that's it. You know,
But
sort
you've
of
been
bit
doing
like
it
that.
for years. Did you say 40 years?
42.
42 years
Possibly
you've been doing this.
43
Yeah.
is yeah, about 42 years since it was 17.
And look
I'm
at this,
59.
the pinnacle of your career, 42 years, and you're on the Jim Masters Show live. And you're a lovety now too, according to the audience. How does that
That's
make
it.
you feel?
Well, I want
This is
the badge. I want the badge.
yes. Your feet tingling. Usually that's what happens. Everybody's feet
Well,
tingles.
I could get myself. I'll make myself a T-shirt. I'll make myself a T-shirt.
Yes, we're working on all
Yeah.
that too. We're working on all that. Hey, there's somebody here that wanted to say you knocked it out of the park and he really enjoyed himself. Mr. Comedian George Burns is here.
I love it.
There he is.
He's stirring me out, by the way, at the moment. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know, come on, George,
Oh,
give us a smell, you know?
yes, he's there and and he's got his cigar. See the cigar?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
almost, it's a nerve-wracking experience looking at him here.
Isn't it? Yeah, he's looking right through you. And he said you did well. You knocked it out of the park and he really
Thanks
enjoyed
very
himself.
much.
And
I
he learned
really
a
enjoyed
lot.
it,
And he
Jim.
said everybody should go to rescue.org.
Rescue, yeah.
Absolutely. And a couple of loveties here with their comments. Let's see what we have. Juanita says, thank you, Joby, for joining us. Good luck with the
Thank you.
awesome work you're doing. Beautiful music as well. And I love it. Bohemian TV is watching. Welcome, Bohemian
Oh,
TV, to the Jim Masters
everybody
Show.
wants to be a Bohemian, like, you
Yeah, I was
know?
going to
So
say.
thank you. Thank
We were
you.
just mentioning that. Welcome
Yeah.
to the Jim Masters Show Live, entertainment lifestyle talk show series, Bohemian TV. Joby Fox is one of this world's greatest souls, a wonderful human being, and a working class hero. Love you, man. I second that emotion, Bohemian TV. Wonderful to have you with us
Thank you.
here.
Thank
Jen
you.
Barry says, Joby, you are now a lovety, slancha. And Alessandra says, welcome to your lovety family, Joby. And Kathleen
Thank you.
Walker in New York City says, thanks for being with us, Joby. Great show. You're very, very welcome, Kathleen. Merlin in Canada, in Ontario, says, you stay safe, Joby. Sherry Larson says, thank you for sharing your work, your music, and family with us today. Best wishes in your future endeavors. God bless you as well. These are some of our regular faithful viewers. Alessandra Vaughn watching in North Carolina. She's making her Irish potato soup as she's watching us. So she's all Irish today. Thank you for all you do, Joby Fox. You are a blessing from the stars and angels. Cool stuff, gang. And cool stuff from you too, my friend Joby. Let's definitely stay in touch. Hopefully we will break bread at some point, either there or here in the States, whatever it may be. But this is really, really cool and I really appreciate it. And I hope the show met whatever expectations you had and you enjoyed the time with me as much as I certainly have with you, Joby.
You're a warm person, Jim. You're a very warm person. That's what I'm feeling from you, man. Lovely and warm. And do you play yourself, Jim? Are you a musician?
Yes, yeah, and sing too, yeah.
Oh, very good. Very
Took
good.
violin when I was a kid.
Right,
That was a
freaky-deaky.
tough one to master.
Oh, definitely.
Unintended.
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine.
That's
Master, exactly. Yes, I like that wee pun in there, Jim. Very good.
That's it.
So
Yes.
when I'm over next, I'm going to look you up somewhere.
Yes,
and,
yes.
I'll
We've
look
got
you
our
up.
contact info and everything,
Yeah.
so we'll stay in touch. Jen Barry in Allentown, Pennsylvania, who started sipping her Jameson just as the show started. So that's about an hour and 41 minutes ago. She probably is feeling peachy keen right now.
Yeah.
Jim, can we have Joby back soon? Love him. Absolutely. Absolutely. Joby, all the best to you and the family and the whole team at Refugee Rescue. We really appreciate it. And good luck with everything. Best of the holidays to you. And again, we'll stay in touch and we'll have you back on the show. Okay.
God bless you, man.
Any last thing, word, comment you'd like to say about the show, our conversation, anything that you wanted to say to our lovely viewers around the world, or anything that comes to mind before we wrap up?
Just thank you for having me, and thanks for spreading the, just spread the love. You know what I mean, and just take the pressure off yourself, and breathe and think of others. You know what I mean, that don't have what we have. And just spread the love a bit, and that things will. That's what you're here to do, is to spread the love. And that's it. Shine, that's Irish for that's it. Shine.
I like that. I like that. Cool stuff. How do you say that in Danish? Do you know that yet?
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I probably have. But we've been under pressure then to think about it. I can't think
You
about
just
it.
go. That's
Yeah. Hi. That's it. Hi.
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 Hi means goodbye. See you later.
Goodbye. I think. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi,
Ah,
Celine. And yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
We always learn something on the show as much as we're entertained. And we learned from Juanita
Mm-hmm.
in South Africa that moi loop means walk well.
Walk well.
Moi
Yeah, I
loop
like that.
in African. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
moi loop to you, my friend.
Moi
Walk
loop.
well.
And not a guy that I like to quote very much, Winston Churchill, because I wouldn't be a fan. But he did say quite an interesting thing. He says, "Walk peacefully,
Yes.
but carry a big stick."
But carry a big stick. Yes, carry a big stick.
That's a good one.
George knows that because he carries the big cigar. He's changed it just a little bit to suit his needs.
Yes, I like it. I like it.
God bless him. He lived to 100 years old. Unbelievable. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
May we all.
Live
the
long
faith.
and prosper.
Yes, live long and prosper. Yes. Yes. Exactly. Did you know it was going to be this much fun coming on the show?
No, I really didn't, and that is the truth of it. That is the truth of it. I thought, okay, it'll be a wee bit, informative or whatever, but you've really helped me. I've let my guard down. And that's brilliant.
And it's safe with us. It's safe with us.
It's safe. I love it.
All right. Well, sláinte to you, my friend. You take care, and thanks for spending all the time, almost 2 hours with us here, and entertaining us with great music, talking about your fabulous background, and really just from the bank robbers to the Jim Master Show live. What a life! What a life!
Absolutely, what a life.
You take care, my friend. Again, best of the holidays upcoming, and we'll chat again soon. Okay? And
yes, best. Lots of love.
Spread the word to everybody you know on the planet about the Jim Masters Show live. Yes, you can share that. The YouTube link you can share on your social media and everywhere. And if you know of other people you think would like to hop on our show, spread the word. We would love that.
That's great. And I will do that. And I'll spread the good, spread the word around about Jim Masters and how cool he is.
Yes.
Fair play to you.
That's it. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jim, for another fantastic guest. See you all tonight. Good stuff. All right, my friend, you take care and be well. And cheers to you, okay?
All right, brother. Take it easy.
All right. Take care now.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye. Live from Denmark. Yes, you guys thought probably initially Ireland. Yes, he's originally from Ireland, from Belfast. But today he moved to Denmark because that's where the love of his life is from. And that's why he's there. That's a beautiful place to be. Hey, gang, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoyed this episode and any of the over 500 and almost 550 episodes as of today. If you're watching this a year from now, it's going to be well more than that. What a great conversation. And we did have a major storm actually come through here as we were on the air. It was rough. Lightning and wind, and it's all over now, but it was like a violent storm that came through as we were on the air. So it played a little trickery with the Wi-Fi there, and probably for the whole region. but not the power, which is a good thing. The power was with us. The power is in your hands. Great topic, too. We're talking about his career in music. Wonderful Irish singer, songwriter, and musician, but also a humanitarian at heart, having created Refugee Rescue, rescuing those off the Greek islands and more in the Mediterranean. Really amazing guy, an amazing charity as well. Have you ever swam in the Aegean Sea? You know, he's talking about the Aegean Sea first, and then they moved on to the Mediterranean. I did when I was on a TV shoot in Greece, and it's so beautiful. It's like mint green, really beautiful, beautiful sea. We were off Samothraki Island, and we were maybe 7 miles from the Turkish border when we were swimming in the sea, the Aegean Sea. Another great guest. Thank you, Jim. Good night to you as well. Now, next we have coming up at 8 o'clock, somebody you're not going to want to miss. He is absolutely extraordinary, and I know a lot of people are excited. He has a new nationally broadcast PBS special, one of several that he has done. And you guys know my longtime affiliation as a host on public television here in the United States, among other things. Pavlo is joining us. Pavlo is amazing. He's going to play live for us as well. That's right. He's got his car ready. He's going to be coming to us live. He's of a Greek heritage. His family's from Greece. He grew up actually in Toronto, Canada, yeah, and lives in Florida, USA. He's touring around the world, visiting all the public television stations because his new incredible special on PBS from Santorini is debuting in December on national television here in the United States. Canada also sees it as well. That's on PBS television network. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to be with Pavlo next Friday in the PBS studio, interviewing him on television here in the United States. I've interviewed Pavlo multiple times on television here in America. I've also been master of ceremonies for several of his concerts and meets and greets with viewers. So we're good friends, and he's popping on the show tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific to play for us, talk about his new exciting special, which was filmed in beautiful, breathtaking Santorini, Greece, and other projects and other cool things. He was on our show about a year ago, and so we're going to catch up with him, and you guys loved it so much. We're going to catch up with him on this episode tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Renowned Greek guitarist Pavlo, live here on the Jim Masters Show Live. I want to show you guys a few other things that are coming up here on the show. And first, we thank Joby, of course. He was amazing. And again, founder of Refugee Rescue. Wonderful, brilliant Irish musician. Pavlo is coming up tonight. Then on Monday afternoon, as the holidays are approaching, we're going to be talking about fabulous wine pairings. It's going to be sort of a foodie episode, one of our lifestyle segments or lifestyle episodes of our show. And that is Mark Mansfield. He is the CEO and founder of the famous world-renowned California winery and vineyard, Lorimar. And of course, many of you know Lorimar Pictures, Lorimar Winery. He's going to be talking about the upcoming holidays and pairing the best wines with the best foods, which goes with which, and their brilliant wines. Celebrities extraordinaire patronize the Lorimar Winery. Some of the widely known actors, actresses, singers, performers from all over love the Lorimar Winery and Vineyard in California, in Temecula, California, actually. And I was in Temecula on a television shoot, and quite a beautiful area. So Mark is with us for a special episode just on the heels of Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, and Christmas. It's going to be sort of a holiday-themed episode, and he's going to give us all these holiday tips for pairing foods and wine, and then talking about some of their incredible wines as well at the Lorimar Winery in California. That's this Monday. Again, for those watching live, this Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Mark Mansfield, the CEO and founder of Lorimar Vineyard and Winery, will be with us then. Then on Monday night, stand-up comedian and actor Jason Salmon is going to be with us. Jason is absolutely hilarious. He's going to be with us coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific this Monday live. So 2 shows on Monday. It's one of our lifestyle episodes for all the foodies. Yes, getting ready for the holidays, holiday tips and more. Lorimar Winery founder Mark Mansfield at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Then stand-up comedian and actor Jason Salmon's going to be with us. He's been on Comedy Central and so much more. He's going to be with us coming up on Monday night, and that's going to be terrific. 8 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific. That is right. Then coming up on Tuesday afternoon, oh yes, food lovers unite, foodies unite. We've got a very special guest, Chef Christopher Prosperi, award-winning chef, and also the restaurateur and chef and owner of Metro Bis Restaurant, very famous place, located in the northeastern United States, in just north of Hartford, Connecticut. Hartford is Connecticut's capital, for those of you watching outside of the United States. And in Simsbury, Connecticut, beautiful town, extraordinary restaurant. He is renowned. He's made multiple appearances on television and shows and so much more. And he's going to be joining us for a special holiday-themed episode, getting you ready for the holidays with holiday food tips, and also talking about his extraordinary recipes and his wonderful restaurant, Metro Bis, and lots more. He's also a dear friend of mine. I've known him for years, and he's an extraordinary chef and a real foodie, American cuisine and so much more. And he comes from a food family. His family has been in restaurants and as chefs and so much more all across the United States and beyond. Chef Christopher Prosperi is going to be with us on Tuesday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, this Tuesday. And again, if you're watching this episode not live later on, well past this Tuesday, just scroll in the archives and you'll see that episode and learn a few things too. It's going to be just in time for the holidays. So talking wine pairings and so much more on Monday afternoon, then comedy with Jason Salmon Monday night, then Tuesday afternoon, foodies unite, because we're going to be talking a lot about great food with award-winning chef Christopher Prosperi coming up on Tuesday afternoon. Then on Tuesday night, General Hospital's Elijah Crow. He is currently in the soap opera on the ABC television network, the legendary soap opera General Hospital, playing Elijah Crow. He's been on Law and Order. He's been on Chicago Med. He's done voiceover for animations, Minecraft, and just so much more. The extraordinary Dan White is with us on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And that's 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific. And that is going to be really, really something cool. Really, really something cool. And on Wednesday, we have Jim Calucci, who is a well-known entertainment writer. He's written for TV Guide and The Advocate and so much more. And he's part of a new book penned by the extraordinary and legendary Norman Lear, who created All in the Family, Maude, The Jeffersons, Good Times, and so many iconic television series. Jim Calucci, and the foreword to this new book, All in the Family, the show that changed the face of television. We're going to be talking about the book as well. And Jim has retold the story, Jim Calucci, the entertainment writer, and the book originally by Norman Lear. And the foreword in the book is by comedian and television host on ABC, Jimmy Kimmel. So we're going to be talking about all of that on Wednesday night, which is going to be epic. So these are just some of the guests coming up, gang, just sort of running through a little roster here of guests. Peter Marks, the wonderful world-renowned astrologist and intuitive, was with us last night. If you didn't see that episode, check it out also as well. And the Pointer Sisters too, Anita and Ruth, were with us. You can see that episode on our YouTube channel. Comedy legend Judy Tenuta, we celebrated her birthday in style on our show. If you didn't see that, check it out. Marilyn Monroe celebrator. Yes, Cassandra Carroll was with us. If you didn't see that episode, check it out on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Iconic television and film actress and singer Linda Pearl was with us, along with Patrick Duffy, you know, from Dallas, and so much more. He played Bobby Ewing on Dallas. They are a couple. Linda Pearl and Patrick Duffy are a couple, and they were both on this episode. You get to see both Linda and Bobby Ewing, Patrick Duffy, joining us on that episode. And we go over her career and current things she's working on and so much more. David Osmond from the famous Osmond family, the son of Alan, opened up about his life dealing with MS, his career, about the Osmond family, upcoming music, and lots more. You can see that episode on our YouTube channel as well if you didn't see it. He, again, is the nephew of Donnie and Marie Osmond. And actor Nathan Butler is going to be with us on December 1st as well. Check that out. It's going to be cool. Help us grow. Share the lovely. Tell all your friends, family, and everybody you know about the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. And of course, as we always say, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would absolutely love that. Click that subscribe you see there, and that would be absolutely cool. And give this episode a like. We would love that. Click like and leave a comment for us on the actual YouTube channel. It's we love when you do it in chat, but if you can do it on our YouTube channel as well, it helps us even more, because then they take this episode and they beam it out to more people. So as much as you guys love chatting live, please leave a comment for us on our actual YouTube channel, because you're on YouTube right now when you're watching this. So just drop underneath this episode, this video, just leave a comment for us, because that really does help the series that you guys love so much. It helps us big time. So subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have already. Thank you so very much. We really appreciate that. It tells us that you enjoy all that we do here at JMS Live. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you never miss any of our episodes and the interactivity and so much more. Give us a thumbs up, like. We would really appreciate that, and leave a comment for us as well. We'll check in with a couple more comments that are coming in live chat. And Anne lives near Temecula. Love that area. And the next time I'm in that area, I'm going to stop and see you, and we'll have lunch. All those wineries and vineyards in that area, extraordinary. Pavlo, yes, coming up tonight. Wonderful show. See you tonight. Absolutely. From Mary and Kathleen says, looking forward to these awesome guests. Thank you, Jim. See you later. You as well, Kathleen. And enjoy supper. You know what we're having tonight? We're having macaroni and cheese and sloppy joes on little mini buns. Yeah, it's going to be cool. Hankering for some comfort food. We had a storm come through during the show today. It was a stormy day yesterday, too. So we're going to have baked macaroni and cheese that's homemade, and we're making homemade sloppy joes. Can't wait. Yeah, comfort. Tomorrow, we're going to have chicken and mashed potatoes and all the rest. But again, I know we have a foodie crowd audience. Make sure you join us on Monday and Tuesday for the foodie lifestyle episodes of our show, talking about the wine pairings, and then on Tuesday talking about food and holiday tips and so much more. I'm so humbled and thankful for Jim and his guests. Thank you for spending time with us. Love yous, blessed be. So thankful for all. We are thankful for you as well. And Anne in Southern California, thanks for all the great conversations, Jim. My pleasure. Juanita says in South Africa, I'm so hungry now, but it's midnight. Better stay away from the kitchen. You can grab a snack. You're amongst friends. We won't tell anybody, Juanita. Go ahead. Go grab it. And we'll say, when you do, actually, you'll say your famous wowee. If you make yourself a sandwich, you'll say wowee after you have it. You guys are the best. We are going to exit the premises. Well, we won't. Just exit being live. One more time, thank you to Joby Fox. You learned a little bit about this artist, this terrific artist, and also his humanitarian cause, Refugee Rescue. Really, really beautiful stuff. And refugeerescue.org is the website if you'd like to learn more. All right, gang, you're the very best. We have the best audience anywhere, and we thank you and love you all. We're back tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Again, one more last time with the world-renowned and my buddy, Pavlo. He's going to perform live. He's got a new national television special coming out on PBS, and he's all excited to be here with all of you, and he's going to chat. We're going to laugh, and he's going to be playing live on a Saturday night from his home, too, from his home. He's on the road, but he just got back home for a brief, weekend, and then he's back out because the new PBS special is on. So, he's visiting all the different television stations as well. All right, gang, you guys be well. You take care. And we always say thanks for being with us. We love you all. And thanks for all the great comments. Just looking at more of the comments coming in. And don't forget to leave a comment on our YouTube channel. Since you're on the channel right now, before you leave it, just leave a comment for us. Those of you who are not watching live, stay right here. There's another episode of the Jim Masters Show Live coming right up, and many, many episodes you can see in our archives, well over 500 plus that you can check out. All right, gang, we'll see you again soon on our next episode of the Jim Masters Show Live. You guys take care and be well. Cheers. That's a long smile. Maybe you guys don't want me to end the show. You want me to keep talking? All right. So how's your day going today? Never a dull moment. Now we'll say it again. I am your host, Jim Masters. Thank you. This is an encore. This is a bonus. Jim Masters, our Wi-Fi must still be nutty. Once again, this is Jim Masters. Thanking you very much for your time this time. Till next time. We'll be back in just a matter of 2 hours, I think, with another episode right here on the Jim Masters Show Live. There you go. That's the official, not goodbye, but see you later. Moi loop. Take care, gang. Cheers.